Here we go, the 48th and 49th country, Uganda and Rwanda. So I entered into Uganda from Kenya Overland. After I crossed the border, I found a bus going to the capital Kampala. So I took the bus instead of matatu, because matatu needed to always change so many times. I'm tired of changing so many times. And then my neighbor who sits next to me, he lives in Kampala, where it's close to the hostel I'm going. So we decide to go in to my hostel and together after we arrived in the capital. After I arrived in Kampala, we took a matatu, and after that we took a moto. But we were being told that the hostel where I wanted to go was moved already. But I just still decided to go in, because I think even if it's moved, perhaps I can get some information about the new address or something, or I have proof this is the truth by myself. So after I arrived, there is a road sign that already moved, but they give me the new address. So I finally made it. I found the hostel named Racheli. So it's not located in the center. It's a little bit outside of the center. So every time when you go outside, they have a free shuttle to offer to you. And because I've done safari already in Kenya, so in Uganda I didn't do much stuff, just chilling in my hostel, and it's before Christmas. I can feel the atmosphere in town. It's full of people. After stayed in the capital for a few days, I decided to move my way to Rwanda. So I took the free shuttle from a hostel, arrived in town, and then the station to go into Kigali, Rwanda is not in center, and it's a little bit difficult to access by matatu. So I took a moto. It's a little bit, in the upper place of the town. And then I purchased the ticket to Kigali. It will departure in the midnight. And luckily they have a luggage store room which allowed me to store my luggage, and I got the full day to sightseeing in Kampala. And what I was impressed is in the center I saw a little boy, maybe he's 6 or 7 years old. He was doing the drawing, and there were so many people surround. Some were taking him photos, some were giving him coins, and he was so concentrated, only his drawing is moving, and his hand and his face and his facial expression is not moving at all. I was impressed by his concentration, and he got so much talent on drawing. And his tools was just very simple, just a pencil, a piece of paper. And after he draw the basic, and then he would just take out a little bit of the corner of a paper, and then to try to shadow the painting. Yeah, that was so brilliant. And also, while I was walking in Kampala, sometimes the local African, they love to touch me. So once I said, "Oh, don't touch me," and then they just told me, "Oh, go back to China." And also I saw they were selling insects, the different stuff in the market. And when I returned back to the station, I tried to stay in the luggage storeroom, but I was being kicked out because they said luggage only. So I was waiting for my boss in the restaurant, and after that I fell asleep, and then I just heard someone was calling me. Okay, I waked up, and then my boss is here. So I got on the bus, and then I was so sleepy for overnight bus, and then in such a limited area. And in the early morning, we arrived at the border of Rwanda, and then I did some money exchange at the border because I have that necessary, but it's not recommended to do that in the border unless it's you have to use the money. So I took a photo of the person who exchanged the money with me in case, and then he told me if the exchange is it's fine, nothing goes wrong, I have to delete his photo. So I said yes, so we made an agreement. And then I didn't know that Rwanda is so much care about the environmental protection, like it's a plastic-free country. And then so all my plastic bags was taken, even like the one I used to wipe my Chinese chili oil. And so after that, I'm plastic-free, and then when I arrived in town in Kigali, I don't know how to access to my hostel, so I went to a petrol station, asked for toilet, and then one staff just showed me where the toilet is, and they paid for me. And after that, they were trying to find me my hostel, and then he talked to his manager to check if he can send me to where I want to go, and then his manager said yes. And then he trying to show me, and then he walked so fast, I asked him to slow down a little bit, but he told me he's still on working, so that's why he walked so fast. So after that, I just invited him to go back to his work, and I said I would take the moto by myself. And moto is one of the most efficient vehicle in Kigali, and all the drivers, they have the safety vest, and then they have the uniform. And the Kigali is very clean. It's one of the most clean capital in Africa, in my perception. And after that, I arrived in my hostel. I checked in smoothly, and it's a dorm bed, and it's not the peak season, so there's only like one, include me, two guests over there. But unfortunately, I got the bed bags again. So after that, I moved to another hostel, which is much better. And then they had the best breakfast in Africa during my visit. And in Kigali, I went to the Genocide Museum for sure. Tried to learn a little bit about the history. And I used to hear a story. It's about the two different ethnic in Rwanda, but eventually they made peace between each other. So it's like someone just hurt someone's family, but eventually the victim one just forgive them. So that was such an inspiring story. And the next time if I get to visit Rwanda, I would like to see the nature, the animal over there, because it's such a unique experience. And thank you so much for listening. And I think both Uganda and Rwanda, it's brief, but Uganda, like the Kampala, it's so-called the safest capital in East Africa. And the next coming episode, that will be Burundi and Tanzania. So after I stayed in Rwanda for a couple of days, I decided to move my way because it's already like nearly Christmas, and I want to spend my New Year in Tanzania. So I decided to visit Burundi, even I was being told it's dangerous in that country. But since I'm already in the neighbor country, and then if I don't go this time, I don't know when I will be going next time. So now or never, So I took the public transport